It's not ideal to be cut open.
You just moving back and forth like this. You like, what's going on down there?
Postpartum anxiety came and backhanded me, and I was like, whoa.
Take it day by day.
I love motherhood.
How your life just gets altered like that.
We gonna get this baby out of here.
You have to create and cultivate your village. You have to create and cultivate your social media.
Trying to be clear, I'm not doing this no more.
Like that, I would want to do things with them, and just be among them.
Welcome to another episode, and I feel weird because I know I'm about to be looking at you, but also y'all know it's a conversation. Welcome to another episode of Thomas Birth. Today I am joined by my BFFF, Jill, aka Stacy. Stacy, if you could introduce yourself to the listeners, tell them about yourself. I was going to say why'd you came on podcast, but you really literally had no choice.
Gotta support a friend.
And one thing about yourself outside of motherhood.
Yes, okay. So yes, I'm Stacy. As she said, I am a mother of an almost 1-year-old, which is crazy, and that's a life in itself. But outside of that, I love music, and I write music too, and sing and play guitar. So I also like to read, although like these days I'm listening to books instead of physically reading them because that's what time allows these days. But yeah, what else? I like to cook and like to eat. Clearly, we are indulging today. And yeah, that's it.
And she's an aesthetic girly. I don't know if that's a real thing or not. But like, if you go to an event, if you go to her house, granted, her husband has something to do with the house as well.
Mm-hmm.
But,
can't forget the hubby.
You know, there's that. But also, before you really get too deep into things, once me and Stacy, we met in high school, whatever. A lot of our friendship has always revolved around eating.
Mm-hmm.
Like sitting outside of Chipotle waiting for them to open type
At
things.
11
right?
a.m. Yes.
But I say that to say it's just evolved over the years.
Yeah.
So once Stacy became a mother, we kind of started like coffee and yap sessions.
Mm-hmm.
But we would go to try different cafes around Baltimore and drink different drinks, different treats.
Yep.
So today we're having Sister Sweets. I don't know. They do have coffee actually, but we didn't get coffee. I got
Matchas.
Yeah, what'd I get? A sweet potato
Don't
cheesecake
ask me.
matcha.
A sweet potato cheesecake matcha for you, and I got a banana pudding matcha.
Yes. So
and we got cupcakes.
Yeah, but we ain't touching them because
We
they messy,
our face
but
is gonna be like full of icing.
So I just wanted to shout them out. It is good. I had matcha before a while ago, before it was like all the craze, I guess, and it tasted like straight grass.
Today, it still does. The thing is,
but they dressed it up.
Yeah, but yeah, it gotta taste like the good grass.
Yeah, it tastes like delicious grass today. So just wanted to put that in there. Also, not fun fact. I mean, it's a fun fact that I think is a fun fact. In this literal house, before Sister Sweets had a location, they used to do like singing grams, and we got a singing gram from my grandmother once, and they brought treats, and then they sung. I want to say they sung "My Girl." I can't remember, but
like the cupcakes and stuff.
Yeah, they brought baked treats, and they sung to her on the porch right there. Aww. So I think they still do that too.
Cute.
So
and
in addition to that,
I saw it on their website.
Definitely book them for that. But okay, for real. Now we're gonna start.
Okay.
So tell me about how you felt when you learned that you were pregnant.
Well, initially just pure excitement, pure joy. Like it just felt like, I don't know, a piece of the puzzle just clicked in place, and me and my husband were just so happy. We went to the doctors to confirm, and it was just a beautiful moment to hear the heartbeat, and I'm like, this is real. And it was just a wonderful, I don't know, moment. Yeah, I mean, throughout the early days of pregnancy, I was just in that joy, but also like the worry started creeping in. But yeah, I mean, I managed those throughout the pregnancy, so when I got to the end of it, I wasn't like all filled with worry. So it was just an overall positive like moment of finding out and just looking forward to the future and meeting the baby in 9 months.
And so like, what made you think, oh crap, not oh crap, but you know,
yeah, like
I might be pregnant. Yeah. What led you to take the test?
A few things really. But the first thing I noticed I was late, obviously, and I was like cramping though. I was cramping, but no period, and I was like, this is weird, and so I just paid attention to that, and I believe I don't know if I had nipple pain just then, but I think it was mixed up in the symptoms, and then like what really got me was like I was so fatigued. I was like I was it was weird because I had a cold like the days leading up to finding out, so I didn't know if it was that or whatever, but I knew that I was getting over the cold and it couldn't be just as cold. Like I would have felt the fatigue like a week ago, not now. So I was like just I would just flop on the couch and feel like a ton of bricks just laid on me and just I fell asleep like every time. So I was telling my husband, I was like, I'm gonna take a test because I don't think this is like normal, and I have a feeling like this is gonna be a pregnancy thing. So like we took the test. We said we're gonna take it on this date because you have to wait. I guess we were like, let's wait and be sure, and I think it's a week after your period's supposed to come, just take it then or something. And anyway, so we picked the date and we did it on that date, and I wasn't even surprised, I guess, because I think that surprise wasn't there. It was just like I want to see confirmation and the excitement of the confirmation. It wasn't like, oh my god, I'm so pregnant, oh my god, I didn't know. Like it was like confirmation.
Yeah.
So.
The tiredness in the first trimester is like,
yeah,
I'm a sleepy girl already, but like,
like don't combine that with already being a sleepy person.
The combination is
it's
crazy.
Dangerous.
But no, yeah, that's definitely a telltale.
Yes.
Did you have a vision for your pregnancy prior to becoming pregnant?
Right.
And if so, did your pregnancy live up to that vision?
I don't think I had a vision. So it's hard to answer the second part, but I feel like overall I have a very positive memory of it. Like just I mean there were times where I, like I mentioned, felt like, worry, emotional, of course, and, crying for this thing that normally you wouldn't cry about. Like I went through all of that for sure. So I guess it just kind of went as expected really for most women. But yeah, I spent it a lot I've spent a lot of time preparing during my pregnancy, like whether it was reading books or I don't know, doing physical things, just preparing my mind mentally so I wouldn't succumb to the worry side of things and just stay positive. But yeah, overall vision, I didn't have one, I don't think. I just kind of like went with the flow.
You just mentioned something, and I feel like now I should add as a question. What was the wildest thing that you cried about when you were pregnant?
Oh my goodness, what?
I'll share as well, but now I want to know.
Dang. Because you asked me about a year later, so it's like hard
I'll
to
let
remember.
you think about it.
Yeah.
But
Let me think about it.
I'm going to share 2 things while she thinks about it. I don't know if y'all remember. You remember Black China and Robert Kardashian had the show? I don't know if I ever watched it, but I remember seeing the clip when she was pregnant with the kid, and she was she went to make she was craving the peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh.
And they was out of one of the two, and she broke down in the kitchen. And I remember showing it to Jamal, like, I was like, this
Honestly,
is probably going to be me.
that's relatable, yeah.
I cried at the end of Cheetah Girls when they were singing so Toto could come out the
that's valid though.
Stacy cries at any movie, so for her,
oh
yes.
yeah, you're asking the wrong movies and crying. You're talking to the wrong person. I cry at anything, like
any movie. Stacy's liable to cry. So
so I probably cried at some movies.
Yeah,
honestly, but that's nothing out of the norm. I mean, I knew bringing up movies and in combination with the question, I remember I couldn't watch certain movies. Like, I'm really big on, as you know, like horror movies, and I don't mind slasher movies, but during that time, I was like, I can't watch this. Like, even thinking about the scenes that my husband was describing that he watched, I was like, I don't think I could watch
I didn't know that.
No, it was real. Like, but now I feel like I can. Like, I don't know. I really don't know why that was. the case. But my mind couldn't handle it. I was like, I can't turn this off, or like I'm leaving, or I'm covering my eyes, and I yeah, that never happened before. But I guess that's not the thing I cried about, but that's one thing I remember I couldn't handle, and I probably would have
You
cried.
probably would have. That's why you ain't watch
Yeah.
it. So what did your pregnancy teach you about yourself and others?
Okay. It well, it taught me that I am stronger than I thought I was, if that makes sense. Like, I know I'm a strong person, independent person, and all that. Like, I'm not saying I think I'm a weak, whatever. Like, not to cuss, but
I
but
wasn't looking at you, so I didn't know that's what you were saying.
yeah, I was like, look at me, like that's what I'm trying to say, but I didn't want to cuss. But
Do you, boo?
I did have like an internal fear of like giving birth for a very long time, and so I was just like, I knew I had to do it one day because I wanted a baby, and like I knew I was going to do it, but when the time, I mean, it's different when the time comes. So it's like I said, I was really in a joyful place until I realized, okay, oh shoot, I have to do the thing I said I was always scared of. And I had to look deep down and say, why am I even afraid of this in the first place? Is it because I don't know what is the reason? And I think it just boiled down to like the unexpected. It's like you can't control the outcome. You can't control I mean, pain is going to happen. You can't control the amount of pain you're going to feel. Like, it's just out of your control. And I think for me, I like to know how something's going to go so that I can feel kind of safe and like peaceful about it. So I started diving into that, and just looking for ways to eradicate that fear of the unexpected.
Dictionary.
Yeah. And I had a lot of help though, like my doula. I mean, even you, like we talked about it a lot, and my doula and reading books help, like just to put the information in your head about what's gonna happen or what might happen, what might not happen, how to go about fixing things that might go wrong or whatever, and just did a lot of positive self-talk as well. I was like, girl, snap out of it. Like there was like millions of women who've done this before you. You know many women who've done this in your life. You can follow behind them. Like your body is made for this. So don't think about it like that, in that way, that it's gonna be like this crazy, horrible thing. Just be open minded and also be positive. So I did learn that I had a lot of, I don't know, I guess more strength in that than I guess I realized. So, what it teach me about others? Yeah, I guess in regards to like the support, I learned. I kind of already knew this, but just the people around me in general, just very supportive. Even like vice versa, were very supportive of each other, and so that was just amplified throughout the process. And like the ways they, I say they, like you're included in that.
Just say that.
The
I know
ways
that. I don't care.
they were included. I mean, the ways that they, came through a lot and showed up. And my husband, I mean, he, what am I trying to say? He stepped up in a way. I mean, I wouldn't say stepped up because he just always was this person, but he, stepped into his fatherhood in the same way I stepped into my motherhood. Like we did it together, and like it was a very, I don't know, transformative experience for both of us, and my view of him, it just deepened and vice versa. And so like just an all around beautiful experience with that. And seeing him do that, as a father.
I feel like I saw something once. I know, not I feel like, I'm sure I saw it, but it was like You know how people be like, women's lives change completely when they have a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. But it was saying a father's life should change too because something big is happening. It was like, if
Right.
the father's life isn't changing,
Right.
basically they ain't shit.
Yeah. I'm looking at his life. I'm like, is it changing enough?
Right.
Okay, it's changed. It's changed.
And I feel like
that means you're doing something right.
right. When I look at Jamal, I'll be like, oh, I was about to say something real mushy, but
Go ahead.
we're gonna stop there. I mean, how you unmushify it? I don't know, just like, and I know I asked you about this before. I don't know if it was on the podcast or just like regular life. When you see them step into the role and like, this is why it's mushy. For one birthday, I was broke. So like, I gave Jamal, was it a birthday? I don't know. It was some type of something you give somebody a gift for, and it was like so many reasons why I love you, or whatever. Oh, this is so disgusting.
It sounds so beautiful to me.
No.
So far.
And one of them, it was before we had kids. Sorry, let me put this on. It was before we had kids, so it was like, I know you'll be a great. Oh, I love how you treat the kids in our life. I know you'll be a great father, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then seeing him with the kids, I'd be like, what was my thought? I was like, dang, it's like amazing to see you grow into what I knew you were growing
Exactly.
to. And just like,
exactly.
and I know that's not always the case, because you could think the word of somebody and then they end up still not being shit. But
yeah.
it was great seeing it come to fruition.
It just could be totally different, just for anything, like not even just husband, like support in general. So,
and like you can tell, I feel like I really haven't seen Troy much since the baby has been born. However, Stacy sends me pictures. You can tell, like, he enjoys fatherhood, and like even when I see what he posts on, but this ain't about fathers, but still,
sometimes they sneak their way in.
they sneak their way in,
yeah,
and they influence our
outlook. Yep.
And our experience.
Our experience, yes.
Sorry,
yes,
tangent.
Indeed. It's needed though. Sometimes you gotta acknowledge that, because it does like play a part in how positive or negative the experience is. It really does. Like partner support and just support outside if you don't have a partner, but like just in general, the support, it just plays a huge part. And we have to acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're right. She tend to be right, but. And I know you mentioned reading books and doing research. So like, the question is like, what did you do to prepare for motherhood? But like, what were you researching? Was it solely? I know, like, sorry, I'm talking like your friend and not a person. Hold on.
Go ahead and do that.
I know, but like, I have to. Sometimes I'll be
awesome.
like, I want to talk like I don't know the person.
No, we know each other.
Okay,
girl.
you're right. Okay, I'll ask the question.
And they know that.
Okay, back to the question. I got reworded now. All right. What were you like when you were reading and researching motherhood and birth? What were you not looking for, but like, what type of books were you reading? How did you look at videos or whatever? Like, how did you prepare for motherhood?
Definitely all of the above that you mentioned. Like the books wise, I tried to read a book that, well, what I'm trying to say is I tried to read the book through my trimesters, like not just digest it all at once. Like,
you smart.
I wanted to, like keep it relatable. So like the first trimester or whatever, I read that section of the book, and then the second I read that section, or before, like a little bit before, I try to finish it so that I'm going into the trimester with the knowledge or whatever. So I did that, and that mainly was like that nurture book you gave me. And there was another book, I'm forgetting the name, but it was about like kind of just taboo things to talk about that most pregnancy books don't really mention, and I forget the name. What to expect when you're expecting or something.
It could be. I never heard of that book before. It's a popular book.
Yeah, and so I did that, and you said books. Oh yeah, videos. I watched a lot of videos on TikTok, honestly. Like, I was saving so many interesting like parenting and like pregnancy videos, and I can't remember like any that stand out, but yeah, that was my main thing. And then pregnancy classes, or birthing classes. through my hospital or the hospital, and that all it was kind of like the same information a lot of places, but I didn't mind. I was just like, just get in my brain.
Yeah.
Like that helps retain the information anyway if it's repeated. So yeah. um I I guess to add to that, I talk with my doula a lot because she was like a source of information for me too, and just she would help me like understand the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so you need that to be realistic and like say this is what might happen, and in this scenario, and when it happens, how are we gonna approach it, and just prepare you mentally. So yeah.
You just said something that this is so random, but like, did your TikTok algorithm change once you got
Yeah,
pregnant?
it did. That's why I said that like that, because it's like that was like the all I was seeing at one point, and now I don't see any of it because I'm like, where did it all go? But yeah, they must have known that I gave birth. It was like, let me leave her alone.
Let me give her the infant stuff for now.
Right. So it sure did change.
And then you talked about your doula, so I do want to transition into the birthing team. All right. Tell me about your birthing team.
Okay. So I guess you start with my OB, of course. She was great. She's personable. She answered all my questions, straight to the point as well. I already had her, so I was familiar with her anyway. But even outside of her, like the nurses on her staff and all of that, they were so sweet. And like when I would come in, they would remember me at the very least. And like, I mean, I guess I don't know, but that felt good. And then they would remember my situations or anything like that. And one lady was even pumping while she was seeing me, and I was like, cool. Like she asked me, she's like, do you mind if I pump? I was like, girl, no, like do your thing. And so yeah, it just felt like a lot of nurturing ladies around me throughout the process, and just like then I guess my doula, she came on towards closer to my third trimester, I should say, because I took a while like trying to figure out what I was going to do with that, or like who I would choose, because I was vetting a lot of them at maybe I was searching and procrastinating to add. And then you had to vet, and anyway, we got synced up and started meeting, and she's like another like very sweet motherly figure. Shantae, you know Shantae. And so I don't know, she just gave me that, because I know I didn't want parents or siblings or anybody in the room, but I wanted the doula. And when I talked with her, I was like, she gives that motherly vibe that I won't actually have in the room, but she also has like the knowledge to go with that. So it just was like a great combination, and she just seemed like the perfect fit. And she was. So she was very comforting, and just had an answer for every question I had, and I had a lot of questions. And she, like most doulas, I believe, do, like they include the partner. We had my husband was involved in that, and so she helped me just understand the ins and outs and all that. And then I guess that's the end of my birthing team, because I didn't have knowledge of what doctor might be.
We can talk about it later.
Yeah.
You're smart.
So I didn't know what doctor might be in the room, but I guess we'll get to that, you're saying? Yeah.
So, with your doula, I know you talk about part of it being procrastination, but also part of it being vetting. So what did that vetting look like? What were you, I know you said you were looking for someone who's like, a mother, not mother figure, but I'm saying had that essence about them.
Yeah.
But like, how did you find the doula? Well, I know that. Okay, whatever. Well, like, what questions did you ask them to figure out, like, this is the one?
Yeah. I was asking them questions like, because I knew what hospital I was gonna go to. I was asking them questions like, "Have you ever the doulaed at that hospital, and how was the staff, and how did you interact with the staff, and did you have a positive experience there, negative experience?" And also I was asking, I guess I didn't ask too much about like certifications because I think beforehand I already knew because it was listed, but they and I like particularly Shantae, she had a long introduction, so like I didn't have a lot of questions to ask her in particular because she she had like you know she told me a lot about her already before I even got to the questioning portion. And so she told me how she's gonna work the process, and including partners, and just she gave a lot of information. So I didn't have like a whole lot of questions, but we just talked, and I felt her out. And I don't even know if I was looking honestly for a motherly figure. I didn't know what I was looking for. I just wanted someone that clicked, and she just felt like that person to me. So yeah.
And so, what was your favorite part about your pregnancy, and what was the biggest shock of your pregnancy?
I don't know, because I don't want to say something generic like, oh, I thought I was having a girl and had a boy, but like that's not really like a big shock.
If that's what your biggest shock was,
It's really I don't know.
You can say you didn't have one.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, the only twisty turny thing that I had was having to be scheduled for an induction, because I always thought I would have a spontaneous like my whatever, but it's not really a shocker.
Yeah.
But should I go into that, or I mean, I shouldn't ask you, but I don't want to. Okay.
Girl, do your life.
Okay. I don't.
There's no wrong answers.
Okay. Cool. So my biggest, or no, let's say, you said what is the most?
What was your favorite part of your pregnancy, and what was your biggest shock?
Okay, the most favorite part I would have to say is my baby moon. Went to Aruba, and that was my first time going there, and it was just perfect. Like the weather, perfect. Just everything, just the vibe there, relaxed, and it just felt like a reset in the middle of my pregnancy, because I think we went like basically like halfway. Can't remember how many months I was, but it was like halfway, and it was just a perfect reset before the excitement of the baby shower, the planning. Well, we were already planning, but I took a break from planning. I just want to relax, and I was nesting a lot already. It was like a lot going on at once at home, so like in a good way. But we went and relaxed and had a reset. But while I was there, this might be the biggest shock, which is not really that big to other people, but for me, I was just like, what the heck? It was the first night we got there, and we were walking all fine. I didn't feel no pain or anything. I just happened to look down, and my feet were as big as just big as anything. Like it was like my thong sandals were like about to bust. It looked like my feet were so big and swollen, and I was like, immediately I started like saying, what the heck is going on with me? And I don't think I had swollen feet before that, and if I did, it was minimal and it wasn't as noticeable. But that had me shook. I was like, we gotta go. Like we walked immediately back to the car. We were just walking on this promenade or whatever, like shops and stuff. And I was like, we gotta go. Like something is wrong. So we went back to the hotel and just like, took care of my feet. And then we just realized it wasn't really probably that big of a deal. But I still emailed my doctor. I was like, what is going on with my feet? And am I because the eclampsia, preeclampsia thing. I'm like, is everything okay? So ended up being fine, and honestly, my feet were swollen the entire time, like the entire time for whatever reason. And then when I got back home, nothing.
But they never hurt.
Never hurt. I had to keep them up the whole time. Um, yeah, I had to wear comfortable shoes and just monitor it all the time and combat it. But when I got home, nothing. My feet were back to normal. That's how it felt. It felt like my feet were just like, girl, I don't know, saying something. But yeah, all good at when we got home.
All right, the funnish part, one of the fun parts. I mean, I guess it's all fun. Your birth story. Tell me for the 20th time, but tell the listeners first.
Right. So, I guess the birth story starts where I started actively trying to induce myself into a spontaneous labor. So that entailed a lot of walking. I was curb walking. I was walking every day. I was drinking all kind of raspberry leaf tea and whatever else, dates and all that. I mean, I was doing everything, and I did feel like it was moving some things along, but obviously not enough. So my doctor was like, we're gonna schedule you for an induction on this date, and if you don't have labor before then come in at whatever time schedule, and we're gonna have that baby. So he never I tried to since she gave me that date, I was like, okay, I gotta really hunker down and try to do everything I can, because I really don't know why, but I wanted it to be spontaneous. Like, I was just expecting it to go that way. And the induction date came up. He never showed too many signs of coming, so we went in. And the night before, I did get emotional, because not just because I wasn't scared. I just was like, this is about to happen. Like, I did get emotional, but I felt like I need to let that out before I got there, and so I could just focus when I got there. And when I got there, they gave me like those little pill. Do you know what I'm talking about? So, oh yeah, because you didn't have an induction. So
the first one I did,
you
but
did.
It was,
you did,
Pitocin through my IV.
Right. So they didn't give me Pitocin first. They gave me like a little pill that dissolves. I forget the name. And I only had to take that twice, because they gave me in like 2-hour, 3-hour increments. I hope I'm not butchering these medical procedures, but
I mean, they might know.
Yeah,
it was
this
your
process is not my wheelhouse. But they it's supposed to get your labor started and like get you contracting. So it did, and then I didn't have any more interventions after that, which I was like so grateful for. They didn't have to burst. I
mean, close enough. What is it called?
Break my water.
Yeah. Oh, bust is worse. Oh.
Break my water.
Yeah, what you said.
Yeah. They didn't have to do anything else. I was like, thank you, Lord. Like, that was not, because I think I was avoiding the induction because of some of the interventions. And I was like, yeah, hope they don't have to do that. But, so my body, they didn't have to do anything, because my body started like laboring on its own and just doing what it need to do, and my water broke on its own. I was like, yes, like this is going exactly without the spontaneous labor part. It's like it's going exactly as planned. Or like it's not planned, but because you can't plan absolutely anything these days. But anyway,
can hope and wish.
Right.
I hope and wish this is what the hell is going to happen.
Right.
But.
And so it went how you like the quintessential like way you think it would go. So I was like, everything's going well. I was dilating on my own, and I was just like, okay, this is starting to hurt. So like, give me that epidural. It's like I probably should have tried to last longer, but my brain already knew I was getting an epidural going in. Like my birth plan said epidural 1st thing, so I accepted that early on. I'm an epidural girly, and I went in there, and when the contractions started, I was like, yeah,
Give me the needle.
this is. You know what? You didn't have an epidural one time.
Why?
And I'm just like,
Let me hold your hand when I tell you this.
I'm just thinking of like how much, girl, you are.
So are you,
strong.
though. So are you.
Yeah, we're strong women, but girl, you know what I'm talking about. So
Yes.
so yeah, I was like, give me the epidural now. And so when they gave it to me, I started feeling. I mean, of course it worked, and so I was like, okay, now I need to get some rest because I hadn't slept very well the night before. I didn't sleep when I was there at all. Like I was just like up, and so I started to feel tired, and I was like, I need to sleep so that I can push with all my might later, and the sleep wasn't coming. So I'm like. I think the epidural had me a little shaky, like the shakes, and I couldn't really get a good deep breath sleep. Like I was just like waking up. I don't know what it was. And it didn't help that they started coming in there and like turning me every 10 minutes. It felt like, I don't know, 10 minutes.
That sounds ridiculous.
I think that's what happened. Like it felt like 5 minutes, honestly. Like I'm just giving them grace. Like I think they were coming in to do that in such a short amount of time that I couldn't even try to sleep if I wanted to. So they were doing that because his heart rate was dropping, and they weren't telling me at first, but my talks with my doula, I was kind of like in and out of it. So I was like, I know what you're doing. I just tried to like ignore it until they needed to talk to me about it, because my doula was like, if they come in and turn me, then just expect some talks like soon if they don't stop turning you. So that helped me just like already think about this scenario and expect it a little bit. So they eventually said, okay, we want to tell you that, this is what's happening with his heart rate, and if it doesn't get better, then we're gonna have to look at a C-section. And I know you don't want that in your birth plan. You want to go vaginally, but I'll add that I did have a C-section birth plan because of my doula putting that mentally in my brain, like be prepared for anything and expect
Sounds amazing.
nothing. And so they did exactly how I would love for them to break the news to me, which is like explain it as we go, not like at the last minute and just say we gotta wheel you in there now. And they gave me, it didn't, of course I didn't have a choice, because like the baby's health and my health are more than a choice, like it's a necessity. So it wasn't like I was making this decision, it just was like giving me time to be okay with the outcome that's probably gonna happen. And so when they told me after all that, leading up to it, they told me that, we're going to have, the doctor came in, they checked my dilation. I wasn't dilated enough to start pushing and get him out of there because he wasn't tolerating things. I couldn't push. So they were just like, yeah, we're looking at C-section. And I did get emotional, not because I don't know what, I guess I was just like, the reality set in that, okay, it's not something that they're looking at, it's something that's going to happen. And I got emotional. I was so tired I was just like so tired. I was like, I never had surgery. I remember saying that, and the nurses were very comforting, and I was crying. Look, I was crying with the nurse, like, don't be crying, like,
strangers.
yeah. So that happened, and she was very comforting and saying, I wish I could have remembered word for word, because her words really did help me. And soothed me, and my husband as well. He was very encouraging. He's like, "You're stronger than you know, and than you realize." And he was communicating with our parents and letting them know. And my parents are praying with me over the phone. So all of that took like 20-30 minutes of like setting in. We started, listening to Bob Marley songs as a positive, vibe in the room. And I started coming out of that emotional response and saying like, okay, I could do this. This is the only goal right now, the motivator right now is to meet our baby. And that's the excitement of it. So I just focused on that. And then they came in and was like, we gotta go now. Because
I'm going to take a quick break from this episode to highlight our Black women business for this episode. We're highlighting Take My Hand. Motherhood is full of firsts. The first mile, the first step, the first sleepless nights. And through it all, it's easy to forget one important verse: loving yourself. That's why Take My Hand offers products that encourage self-love, including the Message to Self collection, an apparel line with affirmations printed in reverse. So when you look in the mirror, you see a personal reminder. You are worthy, you are loved, you are enough. Every piece is designed to meet you exactly where you are, offering encouragement, strength, and a little daily self-love, because you can nurture, care, and give endlessly, but it starts with you. Visit takemyhandstore.com/store and follow at takemyhand_now on socials to help discover the collection that helps you give yourself the love you give so freely.
no, they didn't say why. They didn't say why. And so I was just like, oh my God, like what's happening? And I was laying on the table. I mean, not the table. Laying on the bed that they were wheeling me out frantically in, and I was just like, okay, I can't ask any questions. Obviously, they're busy. Like I don't know what's going on. I'm scared. My heart is beating so fast. But I just like, I'm gonna give it to God. I'm just gonna give it up. I'm just don't think about it. Just let them do what they think is necessary to do right now. And as soon as I did that, by the time I did that, I was already in the operating room because they will be so fast. And they got in there, and this one nurse was monitoring his heart rate, and I guess the reason why they did that is because his heart rate went too low, and they were like, "Oh, we gotta get him out now." And so I just didn't know that beforehand, but she was like looking at the monitor, and she was like, his heart rate went back up, and it just felt like everybody was like, like even me. I was just like yes, like I don't know what's going on, but I know that's good news. And everybody just went calmly back to doing it. Was like weird how the energy was like and then it was like and now we can have a peaceful C-section, not a frantic one. And I was grateful for that, because I'm like, this is getting crazy now. Yeah, my husband was allowed in the room after all of that settled down, and he held my hand as they were operating. And I was trying to fight to stay awake. I was so tired, but I was like, I can't miss this moment. Like the anesthesia was making me even more loopy. But I was there. And the baby came. Right. I was hanging on. And the baby came, and it was like you hear his cry, and you can't see him, but you can hear him, and it's just like finally like a relief. And all this craziness led up to just the moment. And so we met him. They brought him over, and then of course I cried, and and it was great. So I mean, great is interesting word to use there, but it was also like I'm talking about the experience, but it was like up and down, I should say. But it all culminated. Culminated.
None of us know the word. None of us. The two of us.
I know the word.
It was lovely.
Okay.
That's what she's saying.
I can't talk.
It was great.
Yeah.
And then I went right back to great. It was great.
We're landing on great. Period.
So, two things. What was it? Not what was it like, but I don't know if you guys got this from the beginning. Not the beginning. I just got really tired out of nowhere. I feel like I just started crashing.
Is it the matcha?
Maybe.
No, it can't be the matcha.
I don't know.
The matcha's supposed to do the
I haven't
opposite.
really ate anything of nutrition. I haven't ate anything nutritious today.
That mean we got to get food?
I was thinking it, but I knew you had to go get the baby.
No.
Oh, okay.
We can get food.
Because I actually be here too.
If I only got to get them.
Even if we got to get them and go eat.
Yeah, I was going to say, like.
We got to go get the food to go to your house. I mean, her house. Okay. Dang, what was I saying? Oh, okay. So, Stacy's... I'm telling you a story for 2 seconds. So
Go ahead. You know it.
So Stacy's OB is not the person who delivered the baby.
Yeah.
And she knew that prior to because they did give her the heads up. Mm-hmm. So I say all that to say, what was your first interactions? I know the doctor was, I can't say that. I want you to tell the people that. Mm-hmm. What was your first interactions like with that doctor?
It's an overall good experience with everybody, doctors and nurses included. I had more than one doctor assisting with the induction. And so the first doctor, she introduced herself and told me she wouldn't be there the whole time, but she was going to see me through to this time of day or whatever. And then I had another doctor come in. She was a black woman, and they both were really like informative. They weren't shying away from explaining things to me, and they stuck to my my birthing plan pretty good. And you know, the only thing that went wrong, I should say, or went
the only detour,
the only detour, that's what I want to say, was the C-section itself. So but even that, I look back and have a overall positive notion towards it. So yeah, it wasn't I can't say anything bad about the doctors. They were all good, and they kind of like surprised me, honestly. Like I was like kind of, I mean, I still feel like there are doctors out there, of course, like that don't listen, don't pay attention, and I was so nervous that I was gonna get one of those doctors, especially being a black woman in a hospital in this dire situation. And dire is a weird word, but a serious situation, and like we know how serious that can be. So not to be morbid, but yes. So I was just like thinking about that, with the decision to have the baby at the hospital. I was just like, I hope it's not like how, you know, a negative experience. But they surprised me, and I would definitely go back to that hospital. You know, for another baby. Don't get too excited.
I didn't say anything.
But yeah,
he isn't one yet, so I will.
Right, we gotta see him through 1 year
and
at
I
least.
Wouldn't do that to you. Don't ask about what's going on with Stacy's womb, guys.
Right, like don't ask about anybody's womb
because you don't know. Like,
yeah, and
it's not your business, but
nothing. Like even that. I mean that too, but it's just like. What if they don't want another kid? Like, you don't even know. Like, just chill on people. But, you know.
And then half the people...
After having your first one, sometimes it's just like, okay, whatever. Go ahead, ask me. But,
she's
but
lying.
still,
don't
but
ask
like
her.
the first one...
Don't ask her.
The first one is like, I ain't even got, like, my life together. Yeah. Like, what do you want me to have a kid for? But, yeah.
And that's like people asking that you would never allow to watch the kid. So it's like you asking me to have a kid that you can't even fucking help me with.
Or they wouldn't even really want to watch the kid in the first place. So they just want to be like...
be nosy. But I forgot why you even said that. Oh, because you said something about a second baby. I would never pressure you to have another child. If you have one.
I mean,
I will be there.
I want one. And so I just don't know... Like, if you're ever ready, like, you can time it out for a second one. But I would hope that my baby is not one when I do. Like, I mean, he is going to be one very soon. So he would be at least, like, almost 2. Yeah. But I'm good. I'm good.
Is it ever the right time?
2 is, I don't know. But no more than 2 for me. I don't know.
You never know. You really don't. 2 is a
because
nice,
you can have
number.
twins.
Yeah, that's the part that's scary. Like, and then like you can
have twins. You can have 3 kids in like a second, and you didn't even know.
From 1 to 3 in a matter of that sounds terrible. Not terrible. Oh, I'm sorry, guys who have 1 to 3, but it's just like you don't know what you're gonna get when you have another child. The first one is like, oh yeah, I did this. Or whatever. Not oh yeah, I did this. But like the second child is like, even with the first one, I guess. But
Mm-hmm.
you never know what you're gonna get when you can have a kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it gonna be healthy?
Mm-hmm.
Am I gonna have to be in the NICU for 8 months?
Mm-hmm.
Am I gonna? It sounds so like not cool, but it's
But
a
you
fact.
have to think about
Like,
that thing.
am I gonna
that
have to
stuff.
take care of this child for the rest of my life because they
Yeah.
may have a disability? And
Yeah.
I brought you into this world. I gotta take care of you.
Oh, yeah,
I
and
mean,
that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Like that ain't a question. The
So it's
question
not
is
so
just
simple as
like
that.
you know, that ain't a question.
And people don't
But-
think about that when you have another kid. They
Yeah.
just want to know when you get another kid up in you.
Yeah.
That sounded so nasty. Sorry, guys. I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, the doula. Okay. And then I know your doula wasn't there, and I know you've probably told me a million times why or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But can you tell the listeners you're me again? Because I forgot. Why.
Right. So she, my doula didn't have to or didn't come to the hospital because she was gonna come when I got a certain amount of dilation. Like the number was probably like 5 or 6. I don't remember, but it didn't reach that point. It got turned into a C-section situation, and she already told me beforehand that if it turns into a C-section, she probably won't come to the hospital because she can't be in the room anyway. And then it just worked out fine though with with that because I mean, what was I saying? It didn't work out fine. I was just
I laughed because we both got distracted by her coming out the room.
I got distracted. It her not coming didn't affect the program basically because the C-section kind of detoured us off of the original plan, and in my imagination I was gonna have her on one side, my husband on the other side, saying push, and like it just was like go, like you can do this, and so that didn't happen. It was like kind of a bummer because like even though I was nervous to do the actual pushing, it was a bummer that I didn't get to overcome that fear and like get it done, and so maybe next time, but she didn't end up coming because of that. And after the baby's here, it's like, do you want me to come and do you need me? And so we ended up just keeping it me and my husband and any visitors. So she didn't end up coming, but she was very supportive after and during the first few days postpartum and few weeks and check-ins a month, and just like if you had any questions breastfeeding wise or any, because she was also a lactation specialist. So yeah, she was there though, still. And I brought up breastfeeding and you asked me a question about the staff, and I wanted to say also that the nurses and the lactation specialists at the hospital were just so great when it came to my early breastfeeding journey. And I feel like they were the reason why I was so successful in the early days. And like they're just like any questions I had, I feel like I read a lot of books but still didn't know a lot. Like it's just like what this is like something I should know, but no.
What was the first month rewind? What was your first month postpartum like?
Okay, it was what it was, and and so I just remember I feel like it was a mix of like, this is beautiful, this is magical, like my family, we're having such a good time parenting together, we're laughing, we're working together, and my baby's wonderful. Like he cries when he's hungry, he cries when he wants something, but outside of that, he was a pretty chill baby, and that always helps. So but the breastfeeding though is like a huge part of the postpartum experience, and I was really good. I mean, nothing bothered me about breastfeeding. I love breastfeeding and like love what it was providing for my baby and all of that. So nothing about it ever bothered me until cluster feeding. I was like, so in the hospital, I feel like I'm going into breastfeeding a lot, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. In the hospital, it was like, ow, 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 this is so hurtful, like, and once you get over that pain experience, it goes into the numbing. It's just numb now, like it's so much pain, and now it's numb. And so I got over that. I was like, okay, that challenge is over, like we're smooth sailing. And then cluster feeding happened, and I didn't know what it was. And I, like I said again, I thought that I read enough, and so I didn't know. Maybe I forgot or something. But I noticed he started like breastfeeding at every 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And I'm just like, okay, is anything wrong with me? Anything wrong with the baby? Like, what's going on? Let me Google this. And it did get me, it started to get to me, because I'm like, I can't do anything now. Like, I can't even pass him off to someone while I do this. Like, he just wants me, and that's fine and all, but I just didn't understand why the sudden change, like what's going on. So it did alarm me, and I Googled it, and I was like, oh, this sounds like what it is. Cluster feeding, that's a name to it. And then I'm like, how long does this last? And it said like a few days to a couple weeks, and I'm like, okay, I can do that. I don't even think it lasted that long, but I think I was on the shorter end. But when it said that, I was just like, it is what it is. I got to do it then. And so it gave me a better perspective on the scenario. And I was just like, okay, well, at a certain point in the day, I know he's going to start doing this dance around 5 or 6. I'm going to sit down on the couch or the bed or wherever is comfortable and just guest nurse and watch my shows and have my body armor and my water and my snacks and food right in front of me. So it made that a little bit better once I gave in. I was like, okay, I know what I got to do now. Yeah. So that was an interesting challenge, but figured it out.
Oh, that was my cluster feeding. It's a lot.
It's like, yeah.
And I just like, I had heard about it because of the other mommies in the group, not when I had Ramel, but I didn't know
I
didn't
it was
envision
like
that. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, and I had the same thought. Like I broke down one day. Like, I don't think I'm making enough for him. And Jamal was like,
yeah. It makes you feel like that. Yeah. It does. And some people, when they don't have the information or don't find out the information, it really wears on them. It's like makes your journey like that much harder. But yeah.
So since we tapped on cluster feeding, my ear is ringing. Not cluster feeding. I meant to say breastfeeding. Since we tapped on breastfeeding, what was it like coming home in those instances where you were having struggles with breastfeeding? Did you have support, people to help you through that?
Yeah.
With that, what that look like?
Oh yeah, I certainly did. Mainly my husband, like he definitely was Googling right along with me, Googling stuff, telling me stuff that I didn't know, telling me what to eat or whatever. Like just bringing me things, food, water, snacks, like what you need, and not really even having to get up to get the baby to nurse. Like he was holding the baby, he just like wait until I get comfortable and in my position, and then hand me the baby. It was all those little things just made it just really that much easier, like for real. And I can't stress enough, the support is so important, like down from just any type of support is important, because I feel like if I didn't have that, I would be stressing.
I don't not. What am I saying? Yes, you're right about any type of support, but specifically the support of your partner.
Yeah,
because it's like we ain't make these kids ourselves.
No, right.
It's not. It shows, but like to our conversation earlier, is that a conversation? Is this all one conversation? I don't know. Just a random thought, but like you made this shit out too. You got like you put in on this, so put in on this and rearing and getting this baby.
It's
through
good
life.
to see it happening without you even having to say anything. Like it just feels good. It just makes you feel like safe and
And another tangent. Sorry, and we gonna get back to the breastfeeding. But this is a tangent. How old am I? How old am I? I'm 30.
I used to ask you that.
Stacy 32.
I'm not Hold on now. Cut.
That's not what I meant. Okay.
Don't add years. Like, I know.
I am 30. Stacy is 30 TOO. Until December.
Yeah.
I say all to say, This is like such a long tangent, y'all, but follow
Go
me
ahead.
here. You two follow me too.
I'm
but
following.
also, I've been wanting to say this. I don't know if I've said it to you before. I had my first kid when I was 25, which at 25, you couldn't tell me I wasn't grown. You couldn't, because you couldn't. I ain't living in Maryland. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, you was
not
doing
outside.
grown woman stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I was an adult.
you was living and being an adult.
But my brain wasn't fully developed.
Yeah.
Period.
And that's a thing. Yes.
So I had my first child at 25 with my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time. And then I had Rakim at 27. I'm asking you, the fuck you don't know.
I barely know
What year was
sometimes
that?
with my age.
They 3 years apart. I had Rakim at 28. I'm going somewhere here. I was 27, but I was turning 28 that year. Stacy had her child. She was about to turn 30 that time. Okay, but here's the tangent, guys. I say all that to say, I feel like obviously we deal with the cards we were dealt. Granted, you can wear a condom, you can take birth control, all the things. That's just as I know. I know you like, girl, what the hell are you going with this?
I'm following.
But so I feel like watching Stacy have her son being a full-blown adult, not a 25-year-old adult, a full-blown adult with her husband. I feel like you can see the difference of having a 25-year-old having a baby at 25.
Oh, yeah.
Even like, and I mentioned how old I was when I had Rakim, because like even the difference of when I had Rakim, shit, you know, the first one.
Oh.
And then I had the second one. You can see the difference in like
Yeah.
what's going on. And I feel like
You feel like you grew in a different
and
way.
just mindful. Like at 30, I just feel like you knew. I mean, not say you didn't know what you want when we were younger, but like I could tell you knew what you wanted for your life, for your house. We wanted with the baby. That's also a part of your aesthetic, but like what you wanted the baby to have. And then like an extension, Troy is also rewind. An extension, her husband is also. Her husband is also older than I was when I had a son. I just feel like he stepped well into that role as well, because you know more. When you older, you do better, you know.
And that's just the fact of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like we don't think about that. Granted, I wasn't about to. I mean, I wasn't about to not have the boy, but
that's what
I
I'm
just
saying.
feel like it's like you learn as you get older.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, if I was in the same situation, it would have been the same. Like, you know, it just happens that way. It just happened to happen this way, is what I mean. And so, it could have very well been different. And so, you know, I do get what you're saying though, because like I feel like if I was 25, I would be definitely thinking a little differently. Things wouldn't be in place the way they are like now, but we still would have made it great and made it positive and whatever. But I mean, even then, it might have not been. Who knows?
It would have been, because like I'm not saying our experience wasn't good.
Yeah,
it just would have been better.
I'm thinking about it didn't seem like you were like.
I didn't seem like I was in the trenches.
I'm gonna say like I didn't see the worst of the worst from you, so I don't know if it was that, but I don't.
It wasn't. It was not.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I think. So I just didn't want to misspeak.
I'm messing with Stacy.
I just didn't want to misspeak. But yeah, I get what you're saying though. Definitely timing is everything sometimes. Yeah.
But that was a nugget of randomness that just wanted to throw in there for listeners. I do think, like, learn yourself. And we're really not growing at 25. We're not.
It's like that on the surface. I think we used to say this, like, I feel like I'm 25, but I feel like I'm still, like, in college. Like, that's how I remember vividly saying that to you or somebody, or thinking that, because that's how I felt. But now I can't say feel like that. I feel like an adult now. Like, I really do.
Yes and no. Like, some days I'm like, I'm an adult. And other days I'm like, I'm a teenager that's married with 2 kids. Like,
It'd be like that.
I'm a teenager.
It's like,
why
what
am
am I doing?
What am I doing? Going to class.
It fluctuates. Yeah.
It depends on the day.
But most days, maybe we feel like adults, but sometimes you have those moments like
the day I go to work and then go work out, then go home and put kids to sleep. Adults. I feel like an adult.
Adults, a tired one.
And then another day I may do it and be like, why am I 15 doing this? But like,
you have to have those moments to feel young at heart anyway. We have to keep the youth alive inside of us.
For sure. I used to think 30 was ancient.
I know.
And I know. I am a young whippersnapper.
And
But
30 is great.
yes,
It's great. Like, they don't tell you that. Because
I'm a
they think
kid.
your 20, they say your 20s are great, but I don't remember the 20s being better than this. Like,
Girl, we've been 30 for 2 days.
but that's to tell you, like, once
It's
you
gonna be
click,
great
once
for-
you
yeah,
step
you're right.
over
You're
into
right.
that 30 age, like, it changes.
Okay, sorry. That was like a complete tangent. Where was he at? Oh, let me pull up my thing because I done forgot. We was talking about breastfeeding though, and we talked about your support and everything. But I also know at one point the baby wasn't taking bottles, and you were trying to get him to take bottles.
Yes.
What was that like? Tell the listeners a little bit about that. How you had to not had to deal with. I don't like how I said that. Rewind.
I mean, it is a thing.
Yeah, but I feel like when people say deal with, it's just so like.
Bad.
It makes it sound like it's a burden. And I mean, for some people that could be, but I know that wasn't necessarily the case for you. It was just an obstacle to get over.
Right.
So tell me about the obstacle and how you got over it.
Well, basically what you said, so when did it start that we started noticing? It just happened because he had bottles in the hospital, no problem. We got home. He needed to have a bottle sometimes with people watching him and no problem. But it started to happen like, maybe after 1 month, between 1 month and 2 months, he started to like get iffy about the bottle. Then he started really rejecting it. Like he just would cry with babysitters or my husband, just cry. No bottle. He's hungry, but he still doesn't want the bottle. And that's when it became an issue because, you want him to be fed, you want him to eat when the mom's me is not present and the mom, me, needs to go out sometimes and get a break or eat or go to the store or whatever. And so it did become hard to do that. And yeah, and so it went on for a long time. And I had the idea, I was like, in the hospital, he had syringes in the beginning before bottles because of the colostrum. It was like small amounts of colostrum. And so I remember that, and I had some syringes left over from the hospital, like the one-time use ones, and I was like, let's try the syringe tactic, and see if he drinks it because it's kind of like you don't really have a choice. It's already in your mouth. Let's squirt it and see if you swallow. So he started taking it, and once we went through the leftover syringes, they're like feeding syringes, guys, and so I don't know. I just had to. I don't know. Sorry, I had to. The more I said syringe, I was like, let me clarify. But they probably listening like, girl, we know. But anyway, I moved on to this reusable one, which was like silicone, and it was more like a nipple, and the other ones were like. It didn't have a nipple on it, so it wasn't like masking as a bottle or anything like resembling a bottle. So I was like, let me get one that has a nipple, and so he can practice like putting his mouth around something that's not my nipple and get used to that. And I think, and that was a good transition because it was still the syringe, but it wasn't. It had a nipple, and so from there, my mom actually was keeping him. Weekly. So she started I told her, just work on the bottle instead of the syringe going forward. And, within a day or two, he started taking the bottle. I was like, are you serious? But actually, I think it was the syringes, like just the transition from it that got him used to the nipple of the bottle. And I don't know if anyone listening is having the same issue and didn't try this method yet, but I say to try it because I think that was the kicker of what got him to like just say, okay, I understand this method. I understand I'm supposed to be taking this bottle, I guess.
Let me give you a break. All right. Was there anything else you wanted to tell us about breastfeeding? Your breastfeeding journey in general.
Let me think. Well, nothing like too crazy. Just like I had to start pumping after a while because I think yeah, I started pumping when I realized. Well, sorry, not when I realized, but when I knew that we'd have like some babysitters, here and there, and I was just like, they're gonna need milk. So I didn't want him to stay. He had a little bit of formula throughout his first month, so that I could catch up on my pumping. Like I didn't really need to use it like every day or anything, or even weekly. But when I had impromptu, things to do, he would have some formula. And I realized like, okay, I want him to have breast milk from a bottle, and that means I have to start pumping. And that was a learning curve because I kind of frantically was like, okay, he's there. I need someone in like 2 days. I need some milk in like 2 days. And when I tried it the first time, I'm like, nothing. It's coming out. It just hurts. Like, what the heck? And I tried the Haka method, just like getting some letdown. He would have like 2 ounces there, here and there, and in combination with formula. So, I was doing that for a while, and then I had to go back to the office, and that's when I really kicked it up on pumping, obviously. And I really have built a stash somehow. Like I thought I was gonna have to in the beginning. I was like, I'm pumping, he's drinking, I'm pumping, he's drinking. I'm like, how am I gonna build a stash? But it just happened somehow. Like I have a good amount now in the back in the freezer that I don't have to worry about if he's drinking too much because I have enough, to go through. So, but the early days of pumping, I'm just like, what is this? Like, what is this? And then they don't tell you like the letdown feeling, which I've mentioned to you before. It's like either a feeling of dread or a feeling of extreme happiness. You never know what you're gonna get. It's like some days I'm pumping and the letdown's occurring. I'm like, everything kind of sucks. Like, what's going on? And I know that's just my letdown, but I'm like, I hate everything. And then my letdown's done, and I'm back to normal. It's weird. It's really weird. But sometimes, most times actually, it's a positive feeling. And when I'm even breastfeeding and that's happening, I'm just looking at my baby like, I love you like so much. And he's just looking at me like, breastfeeding. And then the letdown's happening. I'm like, okay, mommy's done being crazy now. Mommy's done being a mush ball. I mean, yeah, I don't stop being mushy after that, but it's not to on 10. It's like at an 8. But yeah, there's just like quirky things nobody tells you until, I mean, it's stuff you have to experience, honestly. It's too much to tell. Too much to learn. You just have to experience it.
Like the syringe feeding.
Yeah, you wouldn't know
until it happens.
You gotta be creative sometimes.
All right. So, postpartum, how did your relationship change? Or like evolve, I guess to say. How did your relationship evolve?
Evolve is a good word. Because I feel like it just grew, basically, and it deepened. And it was just like, I don't know. It's just one day it's you and your partner. You guys have your own separate ways of doing things, come together, whatever, in the way that it does. But when you have a baby, it's like you have to make everything mesh, and you have to be patient. You have to be kind, because both of you guys are probably high stress without even showing it sometimes, and just any little thing could be like, now why'd you say that, why'd you do that? And like you don't want to live in that space every day. So you gotta be patient, gotta be a team basically. And a team can fall sometimes, and you just gotta know how to get back on it.
All right, man.
And so so I don't know where that came from, but you asked me. I pulled it out of somewhere. But yeah, it's a fact. And it's my experience, so yeah.
And how did your platonic change? What? How does your platonic relationships change? Platonic relationships change. Or evolve.
Overall, for the better. I mean, like I said, I'm able to see, I guess, like the support, or your friends always support you before that, and like it's always unspoken thing. But when something like big like this happens, and you look at the ways in which they do so, it's like, dang, you a real one, and like you really like showed up in the moment that, you know, I don't know. It's just like I said with the previous question, it's like it just deepens it. And even like with you like becoming a mother alongside of you, it's like I see your experience, and it's kind of like a eye opener to go through it myself. And like although it wasn't the same exact experience, it's similarities just in motherhood, it's like in general. So it's, you can relate in a different way, and it just makes it a little bit like a extra layer added on to the already like, profound friendship. And so yeah.
I feel like, could you say something earlier just now? It wasn't earlier, it was literally just now. But like how your friends supported you prior to you, so it wasn't a shock. But I feel like sometimes, cause well, I don't know if you heard that. People say like their friends changed up when they had a baby, and I just,
Yeah, that happens. And
I don't know why.
I think it's like they don't know what you're going through, and they might not, and you don't know how they're feeling about how you're changing, because you're changing too, and like you're not changing to be, malicious. It just is what it is. Like it changes you. And I was reading the book. I think we talked about like what is it? Motherkind. That book is a good book for like people going through, or mothers who are, they don't have to be conflicted about motherhood, but like, especially them, because it explains a lot it explains a lot about, what was I gonna say? It explains a lot about like the change you actually go through, and it's called matrescence. And that term puts a name to the feeling that you go through as a new mother, and it's a natural thing, and sometimes you fight against it, and that causes issues where like it's a dissonance of like, who am I, and what am I doing? And I want to be doing this old thing I used to do, but I literally can't, because like this is life now. And so you mourn that old self and that old life, and it goes, I mean, it could last a long time even. So with that being said, it's like you go through that change, and inevitably, and your friends might not understand that. And also vice versa, like you can't relate to their, what they're doing currently, because you have to do this thing now. And so unfortunately it might happen that way, but sometimes you get those gems where, even like for me, I would call myself a gem just now, like that's how it's gonna sound.
You
but
can call yourself a gem. It's okay to big yourself up. It's all right.
I didn't even mean it like that, but it's gonna sound like that. But I was trying to say, with you having your child, your first child, and I wouldn't even know where near like that experience, but I stuck around and supported you
Like
the best
you had
way
a
I
choice.
could. Right. I mean, duh. I didn't want to go nowhere, but the thought never occurred to me. But it's just like those kind of friendships you need, because the friend might not be going through it, but you're going through something totally life changing, and they might not even, like from my experience, like I said, I bring up that for a reason. Like I wasn't aware of how much this, I know it was a lot, but I didn't know how deep it goes until I experienced it. And so when you showed up for me in ways that I didn't even think to show up for you, I could give you the best that I could at the time. And I think you accepted it with grace and all that. Like you didn't hold nothing against me or anything for not being in the same headspace as you, but still, trying to, check in on you, doing this. But I know you did so much for me because you understand, like, and if I had that experience, I would have done the same. And so it's like going forward, anybody pregnant around me, I'm doing the most. I'm doing the most. And that's close to me. So like, I get it. I get it now. And it's a different understanding when you actually go through it. So the friendship aspect, it could go this way or that way because of that. It could.
And you mentioned you mentioned I can't say the word. I know the word matrescence. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
And
good
like
word, man.
changing as a mother. What has your what has your change been like thus far? That you can see, I guess, so far, because it's only been a year. A year's a long time. But you know what I'm saying? We still have a lot of mothering to go. But what does it look like though so far?
Well, I think I just accepted early on because I think that's a big thing. Like, I didn't fight against the matrescence at all. I just like, this is life, okay? And get with the program, Stacy. And I didn't think about, oh, I used to go to that event. Stay out. I used to stay out till 2 a.m. Like, I used to, I don't know, drop everything on a whim and go. Yes, go to the Crown. Like, I used to do that and this and that. Like, I just knew it was not that anymore. I could, if I didn't understand that, I would have probably had a more deeper like disconnection with certain things that were changing around me. But I just was like, get that out your head. Like, it's done. And not to say you can't do anything fun anymore. It's just gonna happen in a different way. And I don't even think I yearned for certain late nights out or yearn for
be in the bed.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, okay, like I don't want to do any of that anyway for some reason anymore. And for some reason it's laying on me. Like, this is the reason. And so I just didn't think about it. So I think that was the biggest change, and it was just like, mind you, we're not even like clubbers or anything like that, but it just was like the fact that you had total freedom to do whatever you want at any time. And so that was probably the biggest change that I kind of accepted early on, that this is life. And also, I would add to that, like doing my music at any given time that I wanted to, like, or doing any house projects that I like my list, as you know. And I was just like, I had to put my to-do list on the back burner for months on end willingly, because if I didn't do that, I would be totally overwhelmed I would be stressing myself out trying to be a good mother and do everything else great at the same time. Like, I needed time to reacclimate myself. Even with cooking, like, I just started cooking more on a regular basis. I did miss it. It's fun and making recipes and all that. Nothing too crazy right now, but just like getting back into it, like after not for so long, that was like, I guess I was just thinking, like, all of a sudden I have time. And it just happens like that. So
or
you just gotta go with the flow.
Figuring it out.
Exactly.
Like figuring out how I can do this and still like the playpen. I was like,
exactly.
Go sit in that while I cook something.
Exactly. Like, the playpen is very much a lifesaver right now. And when he starts to learn how to climb out of it, that's when your freedom changes again. You need to figure out another scenario. And
let's not put that out in the
let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No. That just made me think about something. I realized, like, it's like a two-parter. So, obviously, you know this. I had Ramel out in Phoenix. And that never, I don't want to say it didn't occur to me, but, like, in Phoenix, I wasn't going out. It was a pandemic. I had a friend, but, like, not everybody was like, all right, I'm outside, whatever. Yeah. So, I don't think I had that realization of, like, I can't be outside anymore. Yeah. And then when I came home, I could be outside because I had friends. And I do think that's when I started to feel it. I can't just go to Waffle House at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Waffle House?
Like, we can't
you
pick
used
up
to text
and
me
go to
like,
Waffle
I'm at Waffle House. I'm like, girl,
it's 2 o'clock in the
you need
morning.
to be in the bed. But yeah.
Waffle House is delicious. But I just from that conversation, I realized, like, I feel like that happened late for me because pandemic, not having friends. I was in the house anyway, like, it ain't nothing for me to do. I mean, it was still other things that were on my mind, but, like, the disconnect of I can't be outside like I want to.
Exactly. It's exactly that. Later. Yep. Even down to just going to Waffle House. Yeah. Never mind the clubs. So never mind the clubs or other things. Like,
it really sounds so simple, but sometimes them kids just sleep at night, and me and Jamal just sitting there. I was like, I wish we could just go to Waffle House.
Like, we should.
But we can't. One day, and it's gonna happen, and that's fine.
It's gonna happen.
Like, and that's the thing. It's just all seasons, phases,
And
whatever.
it makes the spontaneous moments matter so much. Like that one time we had a spontaneous. The baby was with me, but he was being spontaneous with me.
And
but
he's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spontaneity is great.
Yeah.
So, was it hard for you to enforce boundaries when it came to the baby?
No.
And I love the quick nose, bro. Tell me more.
Puts something in you where you have to. The baby is the motivator. Like the boundaries. You know. I don't know. It just makes it easier to just have a. I don't know, reason. Not even a reason. I just say no. It just wasn't hard. Because, it just wasn't. But I don't know how to elaborate on it.
No, that's fine.
Okay. I don't know how to explain it. It just is a feeling. It's just a fire. Like the baby, you protect your baby. I don't know. It just comes with turning into that mother figure.
It really do, though. Oh, that was not good English. It really does, though. Because just like, I don't say nothing else matters. Other things matter. They just don't matter as much. It's like, and you literally are responsible for this little human being who can't speak. They can't hold a damn neck. Like, they can't do nothing. So you have to be that.
Help me, Baba.
You have to be that person to advocate for them and keep them safe.
Exactly.
And then it's kind of, that was about not be nice.
And I think I'm protective over my pregnancy. I was protective over my motherhood. Like that. Once you act on that protection and that feeling that you want to protect something, it makes it how you, I don't know, it makes it positive. I keep saying that, but like it makes it more of a positive experience. Like if you're just letting your boundaries just lay in a corner and things just happen to you or around you and around your baby or to your baby, it's just like that's that's not, I don't know. I can't see how that would be like a positive situation, but I don't want to say that like I'm disregarding people who, have trouble setting boundaries, because that is a thing too. Like boundaries are awkward sometimes. And I'm going to give that, for me it is, I personally could say that for myself. So it just lights a fire in you though.
It is.
To just get over it.
It is very awkward. It's awkward to an extent of like the conversation itself can be awkward, but also I don't give like. I'm trying to stop cussing, Lord. It's awkward where it's like, this is an awkward conversation because I know you're not about to take this well, but I really do not care. But it's still awkward because I don't feel like having this conversation with you.
We're not having a boundary talk right now, but to add to that, I've learned that you set the boundary. You don't worry about whether they accept it. And you don't say in your mind, well, if they don't accept it, I'm going to, or not that you're going to react, but it's just like, I'm going to go back and forth with them about how you going to go back and forth about your boundary. Yeah. You just set it. And if they don't want to follow it, then there are consequences, unfortunately, for them or for the situation. I don't want to say like, you know, but, yeah, it's a general thing, generalized comment. But that's what I've learned about. I've learned through books certain things, but also experience. I don't know. Yeah. So that's the thing about saying you got to be strong in just knowing that your boundary is your boundary, not theirs. Like they don't have to agree and whatever.
They just ain't gonna see this baby. But
I never had an issue like
you
that.
You can see
but
who is the one that's like,
right.
Stacy's nice. And
I'm like, how you say all that? Well, you can speak for the people.
Welcome.
You can speak your truth. Yes.
I was just speaking my.
The truth.
Oh,
the truth.
Yeah.
Like the
but
boundary.
My truth too sometimes.
Yes.
Okay. You just talked about your lessons. I look stressed as fuck just now. I'm hungry, not stressed.
We're gonna get some food.
Your lessons and like learn. You didn't talk about your lessons. You talking about this something you had to learn. But I'm sure you've learned many things. This is my segue for you. Learned many things throughout this past year and even your pregnancy, because pregnancy counts as part of your motherhood journey. So what's the biggest lesson you've learned from all of this?
This one is probably going to be cliche, but
Don't care.
live in the moment is real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a reason why people say that. Because relating to motherhood, and the postpartum experience, it's like you can spend a lot of time in one. So let's, for example, you can spend a lot of time in the first phase of their life, like newborn to like 3 months or whatever, when they can't do anything, worrying about stuff they can't do and protect themselves from, or whether they can roll, and like the anxieties of like, the most morbid things to the most littlest things. And that can make you say to yourself, well, I can't wait till the next phase where they can do this and they can protect, it's not an issue anymore with this. But you forget that the next phase has its own set of anxieties, its own set of issues that you're going to be saying the same things about. And you're going to look back on that previous phase and say, oh, I missed them when they were little tiny babies and da da da. So I've told myself, like, I've told myself this, so there's nothing that I ain't practiced myself. I just was like, okay, shut that off. Yeah. Shut that anxiety off. Shut that worry off about that particular thing. Like, that's not even going to happen. And just live with your baby. Just live and be and live in the moment and take it in as best as you can, because I don't know how we can take it in, like how you can describe taking something in, but it is just just figure it out.
It's hard sometimes. Not hard, I'm saying for myself. I can't speak for everybody, but I'm sure there's another mother out there like earlier I was playing with the boys, but I'm just thinking about all this stuff and I'm like, nah, just shut up. Well, not me, I wasn't talking, it was in my head. I was like, girl, just shut up and play these goddamn toys with these kids. Like,
yeah,
what do you think about that for right now?
Put your phone away. Don't think about the stuff you have to do. That's a good point, because like that is how you can be present and just like take it in and not cloud the memory or the moment with anything else. And time is definitely, it just goes so fast. It just goes so fast. Like, I can't even believe he's about to be 1, and I'm just like looking at the hospital photos of him. I'm like, huh? Like, I feel like I know I was present. I know I was trying to live in the moment. Excuse me. And all of that, but it just still went so fast.
It does, yeah.
So it's hard to say beforehand to do that, unless you're like, when you get into it, then you know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Because you're right. People say that all the time. Like, it's gonna fly by.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, Susie, shut the hell up. 1, 2, like, shit. That's what I get.
I remember hearing that so much, and I'm just like, I'm gonna try, yeah, but it goes in one ear. It just sounds like a cliche term, but it's so real.
It's very real, and it's very annoying because, like, I just had you.
Yo,
you
the
up
other
here
day,
calling me bro and shit, like,
right?
I been cussed like 10 times in the past 5 minutes. But
the other day, I was just telling my husband, I'm like, he's gonna be in high school soon. I'm like, he was like, high school? He's about to be 1, and I was just like, you know what I mean, man. You know what I mean? Right. Like,
it's gonna happen so fast.
I know he has to grow up, and I'm not gonna try to be that mom that just like want to hold on to like your detriment, but it is so real.
And
like,
it still hurts.
Yeah,
and not like hurt. Like, it just like.
Do you find yourself preparing like for that phase of life of letting go? Because I feel like I have to take as many years as I can to do that before it actually happens, because I know the pain's going to be still there. Like, you have to do it, though.
I'm trying to prepare for the little boy to go to first grade. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
And then it's just like seeing like the kids, the ones downstairs grow up.
That's not living in the moment.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that.
Because you're thinking ahead.
Yeah.
You just got to deal with.
I got to practice
what you doing right now? What I need to do for you right now?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I don't think about it, but I don't put that on them. I put it on Jamal and be like, bro, they're going to go to college one day. And he be like, he's going to kindergarten. And I'm like, I know, but one day.
Same thing. At this rate.
I'm like, one day I'm going to have to look up to him. And that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Because not all.
The kitties. They're going to be
mother.
Grown. I know.
And I don't want to look up to you. Okay. Do you feel like there was anything that we did not discuss that you want to throw up in here?
I don't know. Just Nothing, I guess. I
just
guess
wanna eat.
to all the mothers, just take care of yourselves and make sure you make time for yourself. Reset every day or every few days if find a way to do that. Mine are like showers, daily showers, resetting. And even if it just, well, I ain't gonna lie, I don't take 5 to 10 minute showers, but I just need at least 5 to 10 minutes.
Like,
And I'm a new person.
yeah.
But yeah, just, remember to take care of yourselves.
I'm cracking up over here because this is the longest. This is the longest episode.
It is?
Yes.
Are you serious? We were really epic. That's good though.
Okay, so before we go, time to be mushy. Very, very proud of you. Whatever.
Aww.
Not whatever.
I'm proud of
I'm
you
like
too,
so,
girl.
I suck at being mushy real bad. I said very proud of you.
I
Just say whatever.
don't.
I know you don't. I know. She don't.
I take any invitation Naja gives to be mushy. Like, she don't do it often, so you got to take it.
I know, but it's been great seeing. I remember when Rocky's birthday party, Stacy and her mother were so adorable. Stacy's mother has been waiting for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And I don't, well, at least as far as I know, she hasn't been like, when you having a baby, but she's been like, I can't wait to be a grandma.
Yeah,
Like,
and she has a dream that everyone knows about.
if you know Stacy, you know the dream.
Yeah.
But I say that to say at the party, they were just loving on the baby. It was just so adorable.
Yeah.
But you're doing great.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been very lovely to see. You handle everything with grace. And then like, even like, I mean, what am I saying? I'm not crying. That's number one. My eye was itching.
Yet. It's like, no.
Never. Even like with this conversation, I'm sure listeners have seen it, but like just the positive outlook. Because obviously motherhood is not like easy, but you always handle it with grace and positivity. Like you have to look at the positivity of it. Even when you not crashing out.
Yeah.
I say she crashing out, but you know what I mean? Sometimes we all have our days. And she'll text me like, Naja. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
No, for real.
And
That's
then she'll
real.
be back to normal in 2 minutes.
That's real.
And I'm like, okay.
That's real.
But yeah,
real.
there you
And
go,
it
flowers.
takes active like practice to see things that way, honestly. Because I'm not gonna. I never want to paint it as like roses or like motherhood is just not what it is. It's definitely hard. It's definitely difficult. It's definitely challenges. But it varies in different. The experiences, it varies. But they're there always. And so, along with that, I would like to just say it's beautiful too, because you get a little human. And
oh,
no,
I know, I got you now.
I was adding to because it's not all. I mean, I must just say generally, because I don't want to ever speak for other mothers and nothing like that. But I just want to say that it's beautiful, it's crazy, it's ugly, it's messy, and it's wonderful, and it's just like wrapped in a pretty box and a bow and give it to you. Do what you got. Do what you can with it. Yeah. That's what I think.
I know I said I was about to end, but I just want to not rewind. This is also back to my tangent earlier about how when you wait till your brain is fully developed, you can handle motherhood better. Because like,
can't argue with that sometimes, but
yeah, because like at 25, even like outside of at 25, I wasn't as positive and patient as I am now in how I handle life now. Yeah. And I'm not telling y'all not to have kids, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I completely understand why
maybe
people wait
there's
till
a reason people say, like, I guess when you put it that way.
Yeah, because okay, I'm done talking.
But I would say also that
okay,
I'm proud of you too, and I'm not gonna cry either. But
you actually might though.
But I told you this all the time. Like, she's my motherhood role model. Like, I look up to you, girl, and you know that. But yeah, she's a great mother, guys. And even if she gets those days, but that she doesn't feel like that, I'm like, girl, you are that. And so she got the podcast, highlighting mothers, and she got her other hobbies. She's gonna have so much more coming, and just, I don't know, just proud of you and how you juggle. Okay, she juggles a lot of balls, and she don't seem to drop them. I'm like, girl, but even if she does fall,
on that floor, but
even if she does fall or drop them, we got her. So yeah, and her family got her husband got her, and she got her, and she got what she,
Thank you.
She
ma'am.
got it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sorry.
Mhm.
I was just watching something with Hazel and the head Elvis on there. All right. So thank you, Stacy. Not that again you had a choice because you didn't.
No, I didn't want a choice.
I know, but you wasn't gonna have it. Thank you, listeners, for listening.
Yes. Thanks for listening to me yap with my friend.
Yeah, this got an insight to one of our coffee and yaps, kinda. Because they really do just be going like how I'm still talking right now.
Girl, yes.
And we're literally about to continue the yap.
Yeah, like when the camera cut off,
we're gonna eat.
we're gonna be yapping
Because
still.
I'm hungry. Okay, thanks for listening. Follow me on TikTok, Autonomous Birth.
Follow her now.
Wait, what? That's
Get
not
your
a
phone
social
out.
media platform. Follow
your
me on
phone out.
TikTok, Instagram, and subscribe to the YouTube. Follow Stacy on.
Oh wait, you're already on your phone. I'm so sorry. I was like, get your phone out. I'm like, you're probably watching this on your phone.
But they can
anyway,
multitask. You
pause
can
the
do picture
video
in
and then
picture.
Go ahead, my bad.
And then when you're done following me, go follow Stacy at super.lunar. No, I'm wrong.
You
There's
are
no
right.
underscores? Okay.
No underscores.
Okay,
but-
I'm not wrong. Super.lunar on Instagram, but also on Spotify is no dots. Super Lunar. Because she be putting music out.
I do.
And she be singing. And all right. So thank you for listening and follow us both. And yeah, bye.